Hello, hello, hello. This is Underrail. We're starting a new run through. I'm gonna try to keep that last run through going. However, we're stuck in a room, and there's a major patch that dropped the day after Christmas that changed a couple of feats. The main one that was really important for me for that build was trying to there was a movement feat where if you killed something with unarmed fist or melee, it reset your action points, and then there was another feat where you could trade your action points in for movement and vice versa. So I was going to try to exploit that, but the patch made it so that you get an incremental less of by one every time you do it, so it's not an infinite thing. As well as I didn't really like the spells. Um, I've been told with psychokinesis and mind control that like late in the game it's OP, it's super overpowered because you can AoE everything. However, to get there is going to be incredibly difficult. I didn't know that my spells only affected organics really. So we're gonna go with a different build this time. We're gonna go with an ice time monk because I like that a lot. Um, Couple things about me. I started this series and really this channel to try to get sober. I'm trying to actively participate in life. I've been going through a rough couple years. Um, I'm trying not to make it like a fucking vlog. I'm trying to somewhat be entertaining and have fun and, just kind of have a community space with people, doing something I enjoy. I want to have a higher production value on these videos. I want them to be enjoyable to watch. And so I'm still learning how to edit them. I'm trying to get the sound right. I'm trying to learn how to clip things and cut things and paste things, and you know how it goes. Um, so thank you for bearing with me. We're gonna try to do a complete run through. I've played everything except the expansion. Um, the expansion I might run through with a different character first just to see how that goes. But other than that, I just kind of want to give a general guide and just kind of like an enjoyable experience with Underrail. I'm playing on dominating very hard and ridiculously hard, but I really like it. I go with the classic XP system. The oddity system really kind of forces you to be a pickpocket. Oddity kind of forces you to be a pickpocket, and dominating kind of forces you to use stealth. So, like, these two together, you're kind of forced into being a rogue. We're going to try to be a monk. So, you know. I like the XP system more, especially on dominating, because there's more enemies, so you're going to get more XP. The difference between dominating and easy, just with XP, is like 4 levels. Like you will literally at the same points in the game at about level 10, like right about Depot A, you'll start to you'll get 4 more levels gradually than you would have on easy mode just through the experience. Um, all right, we're gonna build this character. Scuba Saucy. We're gonna go with a female. It makes the game a little harder, but it also makes it a little cheaper. And then I just like to play ladies, but in this game, it is heavily discouraged to play ladies. Yes, I believe these will be our stats. We're not going to build any dodge or evasion. I'm going to try to build a tin can. We're going to probably build stealth to about 50. And then I really like recklessness, and I feel like sprint is almost required. Ooh. I only need a 6 agility. What does... Why do I have an 8 agility? What did I need an 8 agility for? I think I need an 8 agility for something. I think I need an 8 agility for something, but I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been a skill check somewhere. Yeah, alright, we're gonna go with a 6 agility. And then we can have a 7 intelligence. We might as well have a 7, right? 7 agility, 7 intelligence, 7 will, 10 strength. Yeah, I like those stats. Alright. Accept. This game's kind of long, so I'm going to try to edit it so it's a little smoother. I'm not going to read any of these things. I'm just going to summarize them. That is Tanner, Gorski, and Arlene. Not Arlene, Vera. This is Vincel. He'll do the tutorial. I don't like the tutorial. I don't think it was designed well. You kind of just get stuck because it tries to force you some of the game mechanics, but it does it on robots, which are really hard enemies when you're 0 level. That armor can change. We got shitty armor. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure this whoops and this skull smasher are like random text that you can get. I like a lot how the this game's randomization mechanic. There's kind of like 3 to 4 pathways, and depending on the way that your random number generator rolls, give you slightly different people, slightly different quests. Not majorly, but enough to keep things interesting. If you use this compass, this corner is always north. This is always east. This is always south. This is always west. So you don't really need the compass. And we're turning lights on because we don't live in the dark. And we're going to get this started with Scuba Saucy. I like to just run through each level by level. It's a little confusing, the layout at the beginning. The caves really mess me up. Want to talk to Lucas. You want to ask for your weapon back. If you have persuasion, you can get a better weapon. I recommend keeping the weapon. And then if you press shift, it brings up the itemization menu so that you can change the amount, and then you can alt click. Both those things took me a long time. Alt clicking just auto puts it in the window. Those both took me a long time to figure out. And we're going to come in here. We're going to talk to Ethan. He's going to give us spells, but not yet. We're going to avoid Jack. Here's Arlene. Talk to Arlene. You come in here. You raid these cabinets. They give you food depending on your stats. You want those cave hopper steaks. Come over here. You talk to Tanner. He gives you your first mission. You can kind of press 1 for most of the game. I recommend you read everything in this game. I'm just not going to, because I'm going to try to be quicker and try to have better entertainment value. This is Vera. You'll talk to her later for a different mission. But yeah, I highly recommend you cannot get past this game if you do not read everything. And now we're in medical, and this is where we get spells. Talk to Pasquale. I'm not derailed. Take my pill. And then he gives you psionics. Psionics is magic. You have to ask him where you can learn these spells from, and he'll tell you the other practitioners. Innervation. Innervation is for every different school of magic you know, they cost more. 2 is kind of maximized. You can get a feat where it really only is 1, so you don't receive a penalty. Any more than that, it costs more psi to use any spell. You're kind of encouraged in specializing in this game and not being a generalist, even though you're kind of encouraged to be a rogue. And we talk to Harold. I'm not going to make knives. You can have the knife mold. We need to talk to Harold to get the flux capacitor for Tanner's task. Ezra's over here. Since we're stealthing, we can do this. Oh, whoops. I'll have to reload. I was a little slow on that. We're just going to take care of that first. I think you need like 12 to 15 stealth right here. But then you can get the hacksaw. Talk to Ezra. Ezra will trade you electronics. We're not going to use this hacksaw. He'll also teach you mind control. Come over here, you talk to Quentin. I'm told you can teach psionics. He'll teach you metathermics. But you have to do an experiment for him. This is one of the dialogues where you have to press 1 and 2. And then you come over there, you grab that crossbow and the bolts. Talk to Big Brett. Come over here, grab things for the next mission. Those flares are pretty important. Then we're going to go back and talk to Ethan. Since we are a girl, we can learn our first spell for free. Alright, so we now have our first spell. This is how you equip items. Press shift to reload. You press shift and you click right there. I don't really run guns, so. And then we're going to sell some food. Don't need this. Don't need that. Alright, and then we want to come over here. Depending on your rolls, you can get Coral. If you get Coral, she's right here. She'll give you trinkets. There's several places in the game where she is. Then there's a Tattooist. I am 600 hours in this game. I've never gotten the Tattooist. They really need to make that a better. Because the Tattooist is much better. He gives you permanent buffs to help you maximize your character build. Coral just gives you a trinket, which does randomized effects, kind of. And it costs AP to use in combat, so... Oh, we still have to find out what our secondary quest is. Alright. Yep, it's this one. So, open this door. There's a guy in that gurney. You'll ask him about it. You'll examine the body. You need, like, biology 10 to 15 for it to do anything, though. And we have the Mushroom Cove quest. There's like 2 or 3 quests. Mushroom Cove, which has a couple of different variations. And then Harlan's quest. Mushroom Cove has the potential to have better loot, but it's also kind of like a randomized, like 1 in 3 or 1 in 4. There's a couple different ways that one can go. Then we talked to Jonas. Ask him, what is this place? What are you doing here? Can you tell me about the abandoned outpost? Metal detectors on. He's going to give you a quest. He gives you a little bit of an exposition dump. Ooh, gas mask. How did I get a sledgehammer already? Oh yeah, it was in that shelf. Alright. Cool. We're We're gonna use that sledgehammer when we have to fight robots. Because your fists do not beat the DR resistance of robots. But sledgehammers do, and they're still the same build, kind of, this early. Okay. No. I can't see him, so I'm gonna run away. And we're gonna die. Alright. First death. Under rail, dominating. Why can I... This game has been kind of glitchy with this lately. I think the last patch, it's kind of the early walls, they're not registering enemies. Sweet. I think I'm dead. Alright. I think it's just really bugging me right now that I'm not seeing my enemy. Okay. Got these two first instead. Let's do it. You press enter to start combat. dead. Alrighty. Got through that first guy. Then come over here. And then you can use this gate as an exploit. That's why I recommend having your ranged weapons, even if you're not building ranged for this little part. The way that the pistol's designed and the crossbow designed, even without really having too much skill in it, you still are pretty effective. Oh yeah, and then we want to get Quentin's quest. So you have to shoot rat hounds, 3 of them, with that bolt. Then you want to lockpick this door. Ooh! We just got a scar, man. That's gonna sell. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that was an option. Cheers. And then we can do that same kind of exploit over here. There we go. Whoops. Gotta be careful with those misclicks on the gates. Alrighty. And now we already have all 3 of our tissue samples, so we're going to run back, get some health, and turn the quest in. nice. We're also going to sell some things. I'm going to try to cut it right here. I'm not sure how to denote for myself when I'm going to be cutting videos. So I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to kind of stand still. I'm going to try to remember. I'd like these videos to be 3 to 4 hours, but until I can really learn how to edit, they're probably going to be cut down more to an hour. I'm not sure after final edits how long each video will be, but I'd like to do long plays. I like to fall asleep listening to videos, and so I hate the sound of my own voice immensely. So this is a deeply uncomfortable experience for me, but I'm trying to work past it. Can you look at my injuries? Alrighty. Then we're gonna sell things. I have the cheat engine enabled. Took me a long time to figure out how to use it. I'm only gonna use it to refresh merchant inventories. Ooh, I'm gonna keep that for later. Then we talk to him to turn in this tissue samples and get our first spell, or second spell. Ooh, and we leveled up. Alrighty. We have our first spells. So one of the reasons that I really like doing time and cryo, you can get them for free if you start off, which, you know, that's really helpful. Cryo has the greatest distance, and early game does the most damage, which is really important and helpful. Cool. Scuba Saucy, level 2. We're just going to increase the same skills. Alright, and we head back out into the waste. Can't believe we got that scar. It's gonna really help with our economy. Alright, this is... Wow, that was the smoothest that probably could have gone. Now, let's see if... Yep, there we go. You want to be by that window so they can see you. And then you stand by this fence and you can just shoot them. Awesome, and then I just saw the other ones show up too. Alright, I think that might have been everybody. We go to the power generator. I thought I talked to Harold. Ah, I gotta cut it. We'll cut it here. Nope, not gonna cut it. Not quite yet. Kill these two. And then her weapon condition is degraded. Man, I'm getting good on these crits. Alright, now we run back. Okay, I didn't talk to Harold. All right. And then there's some over here. Woo! Murder, murder, murder. Murdering some rat hounds. I'm such a fan of this game, I named my car Rat Hound. Oh no. Alright, we gotta switch over to the crossbow. Oh, I didn't get... Probably have to run back again. This box you need hacking for. From what I've learned with hacking is it's boxes... Wait, what? Okay, yeah. I'm not sure why some of my clicks aren't working. Hacking usually only works with boxes. There's a couple of doors in the game that it works with, but most of those doors you can use lockpicking for. Or, like, around them, or... There's only a couple of rooms, really, where you need hacking. Cool, that worked out, too. And then you get Jonas's watch there. Alright, we're gonna probably do some cuts here. reload this. I don't have throwing, and I'm not taking throwing. Throwing is one of the most useful skills in this game. They tried to nerf it a couple of times, but it's just the most useful, really. Hmm. Oh, damn it. I should have chosen the other one. Kind of doing this now. Oh, so close. I was hoping to get that health potion that he just used, but... dead. There we go. You can get these boxes with hacking, level 17. Sometimes there's a dungeon right there. And then we should have the agility. I recommend this ladder, but you need lock picking. Alright. This will be fun. We'll save right here. Ooh, I might be dead. Yep. All right. Sweet, we leveled up. Man, these crits are nice. Woo! Murder, murder, murder. Can I temporal distortion? Yes, I can. Shit. Alright, the way that psi works. This larger purple bar is your magic. The smaller purple bar is your magic regeneration. Your psi inhalants heal both bars. Your mana potions only heal the skinnier bar. Alright. I think that's everybody. Talk to Jonas. I found your watch. I just give it to him. You can give it to him for the price of an item, and the SMG is the highest quality item. You get some good money from it. However, if you just give it to him, you unlock a merchant that I haven't had before. So we're going to try to find that merchant. You right-click guns to remove the ammo, but it forces you out of the inventory. And we are going to force merchant inventory so I can sell these crossbows. He buys crossbows, but it's very rare. Ooh. Wow, I lucked out. Wow. Alright. Cool. I have a dagger. I can sell you my dagger, can't I? Alright, and then we go to medical. We're going to heal. I can't remember if we popped the last couple switches. No clue. Alright. Hopefully we did. I don't know. I am running through where I am going to try to sell things as I come to it. Otherwise, you just kind of build shit. You just kind of hold on to it. I'm not trying to do all that. Common Sand Cantina. Come here and talk to Tanner. Hopefully we got all 5. Nope. Nope, we did not get all of them. I think if the dialogue option comes across, I found all the stations I could find, I think that means you found them all. So we have missed one. And it was that one. Oh, and that one. Yep. Alright, now we've been tasked with the Hopper Roundup. So you talk to Big Brett. Oh, there's a trapdoor here. I don't think I've ever had this trapdoor before. Oh, this has got to be... Okay. That is Mushroom Cove. That's one of the Mushroom Cove entrances. No. That's not. Waterfall. Not making bombs. Don't know what coal does. Oh my god. Alright. Oh. We're going to try to get the tail here. A really stupid UI. Every other weapon manifests with that toolbar. But when you're fist punching, I do this. No tail. I hear him munching. Nope. And then I can't see it, so I can't hit it. I'm getting this tail. Oh, I just want this tail. Give me the tail. Sigh, inhale it.